Hey everyone, this is Nuala from Magical Kingdom Memories, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about planning and budgeting for your Walt Disney World vacation. Some people don't really know where to start, trying to get an idea as far as what you can afford or where you want to stay, or what options are available. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, give you maybe some tips, maybe help you out a bit with starting to think about or starting to actually plan a vacation to Walt Disney World. So my first tip is going to be go on to disneyparks.com and order the Disney Vacation Planning DVD. These are absolutely free. Disneyparks.com, you're going to go up on the right hand side of your screen. You will see, if you're on a desktop, you will see Vacation Planning. Hover over that with your mouse for a minute and it'll pull down a menu and you're going to click on Disney Vacation Planning DVD. You click on that, you're going to put in your information and they will mail this to you. I believe it's 4 to 6 weeks. It usually takes to get one, but this is really great. It gives you kind of an overview of Walt Disney World, the rides, the resorts, the parks, kind of what's available, just to kind of get a general starting point. I think this is a great thing to get. It's absolutely free. So yeah, absolutely. First thing, get the DVD, And in the meantime, when you're waiting for the DVD, you can go onto the DisneyWorld.com website, kind of look around yourself if you want to at the different resorts and things, but this is really fun. I like watching the video. It kind of gets you a little bit excited. So that's my first tip right there. Secondly, okay, there are 2 ways to start to plan and figure out your budget as far as a Walt Disney World vacation goes. The first way to do that is to go by money. You can plan by your budget. You can say, okay, let's look at our finances every month. Do we have extra that we can put aside? It's really up to you money-wise. You can start planning now for 2 years from now. A lot of people will go like every other year because they know, okay, in 2 years we can definitely save up enough. So if you're going to go by budget, figure out how much money you will have. You want to go in a year, 2 years, whatever your plan is, and sit down and figure out how much money you're going to have. Then you're going to go into the Walt Disney World website, disneyworld.com, and right on the top of that screen is an area where you can punch in dates. If you have an idea of when you'd like to go, what time of year you'd like to go, you can put in your dates. You're going to put your party size in, how many adults, how many kids. It is going to ask for the ages of your children as well, when you'd be traveling, because 3 to 9 is a child price ticket, and 10 and up is an adult. Children under 3 are free. You don't have to pay for them at all, so that's great. So you're going to start there, and you can pick a different resort tier if you want. There are the value resorts, there are moderate resorts, the deluxe villa resorts. It's kind of a good idea if you're just starting out, you're not really sure about pricing and things, to just put in all resorts, and then it will bring you to another page after you click on and go and search. It's going to take you to another page that is going to tell you, here's all the resorts. Now, I believe when it comes up, it pops up with most popular resorts first. So if you're not, exorbitantly wealthy, the villas at the Disney Polynesian resorts might pop up first because they're really popular, but they may not be in your budget range. So you're going to want to click into the refine area and change it to lowest to highest price. That is probably the best way to get a better idea as far as room price. There are different tiers of resorts. You have value resorts, which are the most affordable for the most part. I only say that because Art of Animation has the new suites in a good section. A good chunk of that resort is the Art of Animation's family suites. They're a little bit pricier because it does have sleep 6 people and have 2 bathrooms, which is great if you have a big family. So keep that in mind. Value doesn't always mean cheaper than the moderate, which is your second tier price of resort, is a moderate, because there are, I believe, I want to say there's 2 now, the moderate resorts. You have Caribbean Beach Resort and Port Orleans Riverside, that some of the rooms have a 5th pull-down bunk style bed that folds out. It's actually Murphy style, kind of. It's a small bed, but it's good for I would say about 8, 9-year-old, depending on the size of your child, but it's a pretty decent bed. So there are those 2 resorts that fall in the moderate category, but are actually cheaper than the Art of Animation. So your value resorts are your cheapest. Art of Animation is a little bit of a anomaly in that area just because of the suites that they offer. Same with the All-Star Music has suites as well. Again, a little pricier because you can fit more people in the room. So you have your value resorts. Your moderates are your next level up. Really, really nice resorts. They usually have sit down. The value resorts do not have sit down restaurants. They have quick serve. And then you're going to go up to your deluxe resorts, deluxe villa resorts. Really, really nice. If you can go, that's great because they're awesome to stay at. But we're going to start with just the basics. So you're going to go in there, you're going to look at the pricing, and you're going to go in and select the resort, and then you're going to select how many days. You're going to look at the ticket prices and figure out how many days you want to add on. You know, we're going to do a week, we're going to do 3 days. What can we afford with this budget we've figured out? So that's the first place you want to go. Figure out your budget, and then head over to Walt Disney World, DisneyWorld.com, I'm sorry, and punch in those dates that you're looking at and numbers. Prices can vary, different times of the year, different discounts that are available sometimes. So, but it's a good place to get a general idea of money. What is it going to cost for our family, and how much do we have? So that is one way to plan. The second option is to go onto DisneyWorld.com, punch in your dates, and pick where you really want to stay. We want to stay at the Beach Club Resort. In 2 years, we're going to say Beach Club. So you're going to punch in whichever resort it is that you want to stay at. If it's Art of Animation, you pop that in there, you select it on the drop-down menu, and then you go into search, and it will tell you the pricing. So you're going to select your room and your tickets. When you select those two things, and either way you do this, it's going to give you a price. It's going to say, this is your package price. This is how much it's going to cost you, basically. Like I said, those can vary depending on the year, time of year, depending, sometimes just the prices of the tickets go up a little bit here and there. I mean, it's not a huge difference that would massively affect whether or not you're going, but just keep in mind, those are not set prices. If you get a price today for a year from now, just to get an idea, it may not be that price a year from now. So just, keep that in mind. If you booked your vacation today, that price is locked in. That will not change. What you book, what you reserve will stay the same. Unless you change, unless you find a discount that's available and you call them up to change it to get a cheaper rate, whatever you book today is going to be locked in. Don't worry about a book. It's going to be, $20 more a night next year. You're not going to pay more. You're going to pay whatever you book it. When you reserve it, what the price you're quoted is the price you will pay if you reserve it and put a deposit down. So, yeah, that's basically it. I mean, those are your two options. You can sit down and make out a budget, or you can say, hey, we're going to Walt Disney World, say this is our once-in-a-lifetime thing. We're never going to do this again. We don't think we'll be able to do it again. Where do we really want to go, and how long do we really want to stay, and do it that way, too. So, hopefully, these help out a little bit with your first stages of planning. Yeah, and I mean, there is a third option that I will just give you. There are off-site hotels that you can stay at. It depends. Some people don't care. Some people are like, I'm just going to sleep there. I don't care if it's a $40 days in. There's a lot of options in the area too. So if you're kind of iffy on the price, if you think, hey, not sure we can stay on property, we'll look into off property. But there are actually extra costs. So be aware, if you're staying off property, you're going to pay parking every day to park at the Disney World parks. And if you are flying in, you're going to have to get a taxi or a shuttle from the airport to whatever hotel you're staying at. Disney provides Magical Express from Orlando Airport. It's an amazing, really nice bus that you get to ride. And, so these are things to think about. Like, you're going to save on transportation to and from the airport. You're going to have to rent a car if you're staying off property and you're going to be going back and forth to Disney World, because some of the off-site hotels offer shuttles, but a lot of those are scheduled. It is like specific times, this is when the shuttle runs. So, there's flexibility with staying in property, but if it's a money issue, you say, hey, we got to stay off property, just keep in mind to think about those little extras that you are going to have to pay. But hopefully this kind of gives you a starting point to really just kind of think about it and look at what you'd like to do. So I hope I helped you out today, and I'll see you real soon.